So you were dealing with an individual or a group of people that these people, they're like in cahoots with each other to come against you. And I'm carrying the white rose, which symbolizes one, it symbolizes purity in a sense, but it also stands for death and rebirth. Now, death is not always a physical death. Like, don't think of, the Selena when they threw the white rose at her and she tried to catch it. No, not that, boo. However, there is, when you think of like death and rebirth, that is ending and new beginning. So you were going through an ending with this group of people. This group of people, you may have had to choose to create some distance between you and them, because everything that has been going on between you all, it's like there is no peace. You try to resolve the issue, you try to come up with solutions, but to no avail. 111 on my clock, new beginnings. Here we go. Amen. Come on, spirit. So one thing that has occurred between you and this group of people is there was this one person amongst the group that was doing a lot of talking, doing a lot of barking, right? Now, this is one, I will say this is not the type of person that's like all bark and no bite, because this one will bite if they needed to. But however, this person does a lot more barking than they do biting. They bite when it's necessary, but they bark more. Okay? But what happened is, this is a person that did a lot of threatening. When I mean barking, they do a lot of yelling and threatening of what they will do, but rarely will they actually execute. So this person, they were saying, threatening things about how, oh, let me deal with them, let me handle them, I'll set them straight, I'll settle them down. They not gonna try that with me, but they fucked around and found out. They all talking about like, you know what, let me handle them. I'll fuck them up. I'll rough them up. I'll put them in their place. I'll get them right. I'll set them so sure. I'll get them straight. Just watch. Just let me. Give me 5 minutes with them and I will set them so straight. They got to be careful what they wish for, because God granted them those 5 minutes. But what actually happened is you set them straight when they thought that they were going to set you straight. Anyway, so what happened is, all of this group of people that you were involved with, they have a lot of their own issues within themselves, like their own personal matters, their own private affairs. And because they are feeling inadequate about their own personal issues and insecurities and inadequacies and their own traumas and pains that they have refused to face, they look at you as a threat. They look at you as a threat because out of everything that you have been through, you have faced those shadows. You have looked at yourself in the mirror. You have faced those demons head on, looked the devil directly in with your own 2 eyes, looked the devil directly in the face, and you still did not bat a fucking eye. You weren't afraid. You're not afraid. You're not afraid of the devil. You're not afraid of your own shadows. You're not afraid of your past. You're not even afraid of yourself. You're not afraid of nobody else on this planet. There is not one human being that you fear. Because one, you know whose you are. You know you are a child of the Most High God. And you know that God will protect you. You know that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. You know that if God be for you, then who can be against you? You already know you are divinely protected. But also, because you have faced your own shadows and you have faced so much darkness within your own healing journey, and you have faced a lot of devil demonic entities out in the physical world that you have run into, like you have run into abusers, psychopaths, sociopaths, predators. You have ran into so many thieves, liars. You have ran into so many of them, people that are full of pride, people that are full of wrath. You have ran into so many negative demonic spirits throughout your life that you're like, you feel as if you've seen it all. You like, I didn't seen it all. I ain't afraid of shit no more, because I didn't face everything. I didn't seen everything. Nothing scares me anymore. Also, baby, you ain't afraid because some of you have looked death in the face and said, not today. You not taking me today. I'm going back. Meaning that some of you have had near-death experiences, maybe even more than one for some of you. Some of you have had out-of-body experiences, maybe even more than one for some of you. But regardless, you have looked death in the face and you have said, not today. You have maybe even been in a situation where, even though you may not have been in any type of physical pain where you could have slipped away, you were in such a dangerous situation that if you would have stayed a little bit longer, or if, demonic entities, that influence would have really taken over, you probably could have gotten your life taken away if things would have took it too far. But luckily, God removed you before any of that can happen. You have evaded death on more than one occasion. I just heard the Lord say, thank you, Spirit. So because you have no fear of this earthly realm, you are a force to be reckoned with. You are a threat to other people that have a lot of fear. And also, baby, because of all of what you have been through, you have a reason to be, fearful of certain things. But the thing is, you have dealt with PTSD. You do have some anxieties. You do have, that trauma response, that protection. And the thing is, it's not that you even fear those people. You just want to protect yourself from being traumatized again. You just don't want to be traumatized because you don't want to go through that type of pain. But when you really feel deep down, there is no fear. You don't fear it anymore because you done already been through the trauma. So there's no need for you to fear it anymore. You just protect yourself because you do not want to deal with the pain of the trauma again. And the strength that you have, my baby, is immaculate. It's immaculate strength, baby. And you are a threat to this group of people because they have been through a lot of things themselves, but they don't have the same type of tenacity to overcome. They don't have the same type of resilience to push through. They don't have the same type of courage that you have to face their shadows. They don't have the same type of confidence. They also don't have the same type of connection with God and relationship with God that you have, where you trust in the Lord on what has happened to you. And you trust the Lord on your journey. So because you are so strong, so wise, so mature, so courageous, so confident, so secure within yourself, so grounded, you can't be swayed back and forth anymore. People used to swing you like a pendulum. You know what I'm saying? They used to swing you back and forth. They used to just pull you to this side. And then they would pull you to that side. You know what I'm saying? They'll probably just pull you by a tail. And oh my goodness, okay. But nah, baby, because now you are at such a different type of strength and groundingness where you don't let nobody sway you. They push you, you stand still. Push you this way, you stand still. But whatever the case is. So they know they can no longer control you. So that's one. Because they can no longer control you and manipulate you and guilt trip you and deceive you in any type of way. You see, at some point in time, baby, your pure heart allows you to be so trusting to people that you were more naive. You were more gullible. You easily believed what these people were saying to you. But now that you have a mind of your own, now that you're more discerning, you are trusting in your intuition in certain situations. So when you're having these interactions, they could be saying one thing, but you are really listening to your intuition and paying attention to their energy, and that's what you're holding true value. So you're seeing situations for what they are now. You're seeing the truth being presented in front of you. So they can't fool you anymore. They can't control you. They can't fool you. They can't manipulate you anymore. And beforehand, when you were at a lower vibrational space, when they were able to just walk all over you and be a doormat, you being a doormat to them, for them, or you being a punching bag that they can unleash all of their emotions, now you're no longer being that way. You're like, I'm not an object, I'm a human being with feelings, and you're not about to treat me this way. You're not about to do this. Once you stepped up and you started setting stronger boundaries for yourself, they can't, the dynamic that they used to have with you, they don't have that dynamic anymore. And one thing about it is they're so threatened by you and so intimidated by you that they really wanted to rough you up a bit because they wanted it to, satisfy their ego, to stroke their ego. But they end up getting their ego severely bruised for coming against you with all that negative energy because, baby, you are walking karma. You're going to give these people a taste of their own medicine. And you did. And you'll do it again if you had the chance. But that's if they fuck with you or not.